Parenting, that's what's going on. There's always something to talk about when it comes to parenting. Now, today, more than ever in South Africa, children are interacting with people of differing races, religions, even cultures. Now, classrooms are increasingly diverse, reflecting the communities where families live and work together. Now, however, recent incidents of racism at schools have put a spotlight on the level of discrimination present at some areas around the country. And for this week's parenting topic, we're joined in studio by Educational Psychologist Anel Annandale to talk about the importance of teaching your child tolerance in today's society. A very important skill, I can almost call, to have it. Anel, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
This is a very big topic, I think, especially, parents, like I've said, a lot of kids go to school nowadays, different cultures, people from different backgrounds, even kids overseas, joining schools at the moment. So tolerance, what does it exactly mean? What does it mean to be tolerant? How important is it to teach your child from a young age?
I think it's absolutely vital. It really is an attitude of accepting that people are different and respecting that it's okay to do that. It's about us saying, we are open to this, we're going to learn from other people, we respect what they do, we want to bring in a little bit of new life and new things into our culture as well. And
I think it's great. In fact, if you can get it right to teach your child tolerance, I think it's great for any child from a young age to mix with different people, broadening their perspective. But how do you go about that? Because it's not easy if we talk about, maybe a youngster 7 years old, 8 years old, to start teaching that tolerance. So how would you as a parent kind of go about this process?
The most important thing to keep in mind is that children are going to absorb everything that they see. So there's no specific age where you sit them down and now you start teaching them tolerance. They are going to do everything that you do. So firstly, we need to be very aware of what we do as parents. Are you tolerant in the way that you interact with people of different cultures, of different races every single day? It's about teaching them that it's okay to be different. Children from a very young age notice difference, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So if they have questions, answer it honestly and say, well, this is what's going on. But I find that, we seem to think that as soon as children start noticing difference, oops, we're not supposed to notice that. Exactly.
We're scared of difference.
We're scared of difference. But children don't equate different to being bad.
Yes.
It's adults that teach them those things. So, teach them what's different. Take them to different festivals, teach them different cultures, food and stories and songs. It can enrich our own culture so much.
I love that because, the world is just getting smaller and smaller. It's only going to be beneficial once they grow up. Now, let's talk about this quickly. there's a very fine line between being tolerant and something that is actually wrong, like bad behavior. So how do you approach that should your child come home and say maybe X, Y, or Z happened at school?
It's very important for us to always look at, does it harm somebody? What does that behavior do? If it hurts somebody or if you are, purposefully trying to deceive somebody, it's important to teach our children that that's always unacceptable, whether it happens in other cultures or in our own. We need to be able to be critical enough to say, okay, actually, these aspects, what don't we like about that? What's wrong about it? And can we change it?
Well, I think the key message here is to kind of, as a parent, model that behavior and show tolerance rather than trying to teach it.
Yes.
That's it. So, all right. Well, talking about tolerance this morning, Anel is going to be back with us a little bit later on to continue on this topic. Like I said, you can never learn enough when it comes to parenting. Well, let's continue now with your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is a Wednesday morning. Time for some music.